Hey folks, this video is only for 3D printing nerds, and if you are not into 3D printing, just click on another video and watch another one, because what we are talking about is a very special topic and it's exactly in this box. Yeah, Hot Wheels. Every one of you knows these little cars, and that's exactly what I'm into, but not the cars themselves, more the packaging. And what I like to recreate is the clear plastic sleeve with 3D printing. And as every one of you knows, printing super clear resin is the supreme discipline in 3D printing, and I run into several issues, and that's exactly the thing I like to talk about with you, and I hope you can give me some tips, and I hope for your help. And yes, of course, I did what every 3D creator does. I recreated the packaging in a CAD software. I used Fusion 360 and did the paper bag and also the plastic sleeve. And in general, the plastic sleeve is super simple. It's mainly a box with a bigger rim on top. And that's exactly what drives me crazy and why I run into issues. But let me show you my first print. And the video is supported by Elegoo. For the video, Elegoo provided me the Saturn 4 Ultra 12K resin printer, also the Mars air purifier, so I can print here at the office without any resin fumes. Here are my failed prints, but they don't fail due to the quality of the printer, more due to my lack of expertise in 3D printing. But let me show you my issues. And here it is, my first print, and it failed badly, mostly of two reasons. The first one is simple. I had a lack of adhesion in between the print layers. You can see it here. It was easy to fix. I increased the exposure time on the next print, but the bad reason why this print failed is my thoughts were absolutely wrong about the print orientation. Here you can see a huge bubble in the print, a resin bubble. And I created this bubble because the orientation of the print were absolutely wrong. I printed it upside down like this on the print bed. It printed perfect until it started to print the last layers. And the first bottom layer was too small, and when the form lifts from the fab foil, it deforms this layer and creates this huge gap. And the next layer will enclose the resin in between these layers, and that's exactly how I create this huge air bubble. So an absolutely fail. And yeah, let's check out the next print. So I decided to divide the rim from the box to print two separate shapes I can glue on later. That was the easy part. It's easy to do in Fusion, to divide these parts, and what's left is the box itself, a simple shape. I decided to print it upside down, which brought a lot more issues. And the next issue I run into was the print bed of the Saturn 4. Don't get me wrong, the print bed itself is absolutely perfect. It comes with a quick release, it's self-leveling, and it has also this microstructure which guarantees a perfect bond of the first print layers. I never had a print bed fail, but that's exactly the issue I run into. Because check this out, when I print the box upside down like this, I transfer exactly the microstructure into the first layers of the resin print, and we are talking about a super clear resin print, and guess what? It's not super clear. That's the issue I have. Let's have a look at these two prints. They are the same data and mainly the same print, but look super different. And what's the difference? I washed this one in alcohol and cured it in the curing station, and the alcohol dulls the resin. Now it's only translucent, as the bottle says. I printed with ABS-like polymer resin from Elegoo, and the bottle stays translucent. When you wash these parts in alcohol, they get dull and lose the transparency, but that can be also the solution for a transparent resin print. Because when you don't wash these parts in alcohol and put it in the curing station right out of the printer, they should be clear and should stay clear after the curing process, and that's what I like to try. But there's also another issue I run into, and that has something to do with the slicer. And I have also a huge issue with the slicer. I'm using G2Box to slice the data for the Saturn 4 Ultra, and the box I like to print should have these rounded corners, as you can see, and it works perfect on the sides, but not on the bottom of the box. Here I have a huge gap. Check this out, and I guess it has something to do with the print profile and the bottom layers of the print. And here we are in the print profile. Let's check it out. And when I go to print, here you can see the bottom layer count and the transition layer count, and by default it's 5 layers. So I changed it to only one layer and no transition layer, so there should be only one bottom layer. I printed again and had exactly the same issue. So I printed again with only one layer and no transition layers in between to solve the issue, and guess what happened? I have again a huge gap in the bottom curve of the box. I absolutely don't know why and I'm clueless, and the only thing I could think about was to remove the bottom curve, and that's exactly what I did. I changed the data again, printed again, and failed completely, but this time not due to a lag in data. It was a fail of the fab foil, because if you print over and over again exactly the same shape, it will burn in the fab foil, and that's exactly what happened. Let's check out my fab. And here you can see the outline of the box burned into the fab foil. I tried to release the print and I couldn't do it, so I poked a hole in the fab foil. Now it's ruined. I have to wait until a replacement arrived. That should be Thursday. So that's the current situation. And if you are a 3D printing nerd and think you have the solution for my issue, please let me know in the comments. And if you watch till the end, thanks for your time. I won't give up. I know thermoforming can be a solution, but I can't go with thermoforming because I don't have the machines. I like to go with resin printing and 3D printing in general, and I hope I can find a solution for a super clear resin print. I'm absolutely close. What I'll think about is changing the print orientation like this, but I'm not sure if that can be a solution, because if I go like this, I have to use a support, and the support structure will be visible on the surface. That's what I like to avoid. If you have a better solution, please let me know in the comments. I'll read every one of them. Thanks for your time. See you in the next video, hopefully with a printed shape and a printed box, super clear, printed in resin. And I will let you know. Thanks, goodbye.